Hello students, welcome once again. In last lecture I taught you detailed concept about 1 onto function. We also saw 1 into function, and the requirement for learning 1 onto function was that if a given function is y equals to f of x, then inverse of this function y equals to f of x will exist if and only if this function is 1 onto function. So here I have written a statement. This statement is very important. You will have to remember this. The statement is if y equals to f of x is a function of x, then its inverse function x equals to f inverse y. Now how is inverse written? Y equals to f of x, y is equal to f of x, so x will be f inverse of y. You can assume it to be going this side. So x is f inverse of y, which is written here. X equals to f inverse of y, which is the inverse function of y equals to f of x, is defined if and only if y equals to f of x is 1 onto function. Now for better understanding students, what I have done is I have made two columns. In one column, I am writing y equals to f of x, and the other column I am writing its inverse, which is x equals to f inverse of y. Now the point that you need to note here is all these functions, which is y equals to f of x type, are 1 onto function, then only its inverse is defined. In the coming lectures, I will show you that if a function is not 1 onto function, then its inverse is not defined. You cannot define the inverse of 1 into function. You cannot define the inverse of many 1 functions. It has to be strictly 1 onto function. So here we have under the column y equals to f of x a function y equals to 2x. Its inverse is, see here, the inverse is x equals to y by 2. What is done here? Y is 2x, so x is y by 2. So you got x equals to f inverse of y. This is inverse function of the function y equals to 2x. So here what is the rule, students? If you call this as y equals to f of x, then f stands for doubling. F stands for doubling. What is happening? This independent variable value, whatever you decide, the dependent variable y will be double of this. Now on the right hand side you notice that function is exactly the reverse. It is the opposite. It is the inverse function. Here what is happening? It is exactly reverse of this happening. Here it was a doubling, and here what it is happening? Whatever value of independent variable is decided, the dependent variable will be half of that. Now here point to be noted that on the right hand side the independent variable was x, but now the independent variable is y. This is very important, students, that when you have a function y equals to 2x, the domain is x and the range is y. But when you define its inverse, the role of domain and range has reversed. I repeat again, students, this is very important. When you are defining the function y equals to f of x, that is y equals to 2x, the values of x decide the domain and the value of y will be the range. But when you define its inverse, y has become the domain and x is the range. So always remember, when you define inverse of a function, then the domain and range gets reversed. In the earlier function, what was domain will now become the range, and what was range in the earlier function, the inverse function will have that as a domain. So when two functions are defined and they are inverse of each other, when the two functions are defined and they are inverse of each other, then the two functions have reversed domain and range. In case of one function, if it is domain, then in the case of its inverse function, it will be range and vice versa. Here f stands for, here the function f stands for doubling, but here the inverse, f inverse stands for getting half. See, what is the function here? The function is you are getting half of the domain value. Same way, if you go ahead, the another function I have defined is y equals to 3x plus 5. Here y equals to f of x, y equals to f of x. So what f stands for? The rule, the mathematical rule, the underlying mathematical rule is adding 5 to thrice of that independent variable, which is x here. So you can say adding 5 to the thrice of independent variable value, whatever x you decide, it will be first you will get thrice of that and then you will add 5 to it, and every time such a rule is applied on the value of x and it gets you the y value. If you take x as 1, 3 into 1 plus 5, x is 2, 3 into 2 plus 5, x is 3, 3 into 3 plus 5, and respective corresponding y unique value you will get. Its inverse is, for inverse, you write x equals to y minus 5 upon 3. Now, how is this happening? You can check. 3x will be y minus 5 and x will be y minus 5 upon 3. It is as good as you are writing the equation making x as a subject. You are writing the equation making x as a subject. Here you have y equals to 3x minus 5. So you are solving it for writing x equals to. So you will get y minus 5 by 3. Now this becomes your x equals to f inverse y. And in this case, what is this underlying rule? The underlying rule, f inverse mathematical rule, has reversed. And what it has become? It has become exactly reverse of this. Here it was adding 5 to the thrice of. So if you want to write the rule in statement, English statements, you will say dividing by 3 the value obtained after subtracting 5. See, you are dividing by 3 to the value obtained after subtracting 5 in the independent variable value. Remember students, here I have made an attempt to write the rule in English language, but it is not always so easy. It is not always so easy to write the mathematical rule in English statement, but it is always there. Remember that. Further, here I have another function y equals to root of x minus 5. This is in the form y equals to f of x, and here it is x equals to f inverse of y. What is it? It is x equals to y square plus 7. Okay, these all are y equals to f of x and x equals to f inverse of y. Now here one more thing I would like to state is, when you say that x equals to, when you say that y equals to f of x is a function defined and its inverse is x equals to f inverse of y, then you understand that f and f inverse, these two are inverses of each other. These two are inverse function of each other. But there is one more symbolic representation used. Instead of saying x equals to f inverse of y, I could have even said x equals to g of y. I could have said y equals to f of x is an 1 on 2 function, then x is equal to g of y is inverse of y equals to f of x. See here what I have done. Here, instead of writing f inverse, I have written g. It is acceptable. The only difference is, when you wrote f inverse, you having without said, you even without saying, it is very much clear that f inverse is inverse of f. But if I had said x is equal to g of y, if I had used g symbol instead of f inverse, then it would be specifically said, the statement would be very clearly mentioned that f and g are inverse of each other. F and g are inverse of each other. So this small thing that you should be noting down. This will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.